part of radius 1 when I'm very far out of that radius right now? Well, I am actually an artist with a lot of ties to Arkansas, and but because of the virus, COVID, Corona, I wasn't able to go back. And my daughter's in Conway, or she was in Conway at the time of when we had lockdown here in France. And so I made this piece, which is all made of recycled materials, this squid, a giant squid, because I wanted these tentacles to reach out and grab her, and it was kind of a way to connect with her at this time when I was so frustrated because I was supposed to go to her graduation and everything. And so I made this giant squid so that these tentacles could reach out and grab her. So one of the things that I did during the lockdown in springtime here in France, we were confined to our studios, to our homes. No one was moving around, and I really wanted to go to a museum. So one of the things that I did was make myself a little museum that I could visit, and it was like Viking vestiges. So I took some copper and I used some printmaking techniques on it and burnt it with acids and made a little museum. And printmaking is really sort of the base of a lot of the work that I do, even though it might be large format or installation. I like to print on strange materials. I like to bring print into sculpture or into transparent mobiles or 3D kinds of living pieces, like the calamar, like the squid. I studied, I did some fine art studies at MementoGram.Art School of the Arts at Rutgers in the 80s, and Emma Amos was my first printmaking teacher, and Joan Semmel was a painting teacher with whom I've studied, and that was great. And I came to Europe right after that in my 20s. I went to Barcelona as I worked my way through some more schooling at ENA, School of the Arts, and then I worked with I worked on the chromatic research, historic research of the Ramblas in Barcelona with an architect, Giuseppe Mini Hernandez Cross. And then I ended up in Madrid, and I had my very first solo show at the U.S. Embassy in Madrid, and it was a crazy, huge show, and it was the best way to break into the art world. And I always had to work at other things. At this point of my career, I think it's important to work with other artists, maybe not in the production processes, but to find synergies with other artists, to promote other artists, to solidify groups of especially women artists. I feel I started in Arkansas when I was living there, and a couple of years ago I founded a movement really of women printmakers, and we live all over the world. There are about 30 of us now, and we send small format prints to each portfolio that exists in a different country, and we've already had 2 exhibitions. One of them was this summer in La Roque d'Anteron in this town that I have my studio in, and it was at the Tourism Bureau, and that was a way to show 30 different artists from all over the world that may not have had the opportunity to show in France or to show with other artists that were all of a diverse type of printmaking, of expression, of types of subject matter. That was all important to them, and this is very inspiring to me. It's one of the reasons why I make connections. And now that we have special challenges before us, this show Radius One was so important to me because I've seen other artists battling with the same kind of confinement, with the same kind of bleak future circumstances before them. But I was watching some of the other artists talk about their work, and it was like taking an antidepressant. It was inspiring, and it made me enthusiastic about talking to you about my work, and seeing that other people have the same kind of maybe frames of mind, or how you get out of that, how you get out of a situation that limits contact now. And so we're making this film with MementoGram.Art is a platform that Joel is behind the camera, who is creating. It's a platform of various artists, and so that we're able to see what the artist is doing, what the artist is inspired by, what we're making at a time when it's really hard to physically go to a museum and to support what we're doing. Artists it makes everything turn on its head, and it's capable of changing the world and making it a better place to live in, and that's what we're doing.